Okay, students, anyhow, welcome back. Uh, Very good. 10 members, their attendance. Is it my voice is clear? Is my voice is clear, students? Is it audible to everyone?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Right.
sir.
Okay, fine. Now I'm going to share my screen to just see whether it is okay or not. Sorry. Okay, is my screen is visible? Is my screen is visible, students? Hello? Please, you should respond because I need some clarity. Whether is it audible and is it visible to everyone? Is it clear, visible?
Voice is not clear, sir.
Voice is closes a bit. Okay, okay. Now it is okay. Voices. Is there any? Okay, students. Yeah. At starting there will be some problem. Later on it will be recovered. So wait. And now I'm going to share my screen. Is it okay now? My voice, my screen, everything is clear. If there is any disturbance, please say now. Because today I am the host and I'm the teaching it. I'm holding two jobs. I'm being a host and also I'm going to teach. So please say, is it clear? Internet is unstable. Is it clear, students? My voice.
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay. Shall we start the class now? Pair attendance, 9 attendance. Why some students were moving in and out, in and out? Okay, good. Now it is 11. Fine. Shall we start the class now? No more disturbance, right? I should have interaction, students. Please interact.
Yes, sir.
Good.
Start.
Right, students. Now I'll start my presentation today. Right. Overall, okay, students. Before going to the presentation, now we are going to discuss some facts or some fundamental. We have already discussed many fundamentals regarding what do you say regarding pedology. We have discussed many things from fundamentals, pedogenic process, factors forming soils, and also different types of pedons, epipedons, and overall, and we have touched the taxonomy, etc., etc. Right? That's all we have up to completed up to that end. So overall, now we have a clear picture. We know what is what about the particular soil landscape, soil conditions, etc., etc. Now, students, does anybody have any idea regarding today's topic, soil survey? I think I hope all are most hardly some students may be in final semester. Most of them are BSc completed students. I hope you have any idea. Do you have any idea regarding soil survey? Please interact. Please interact. Please interact. Just behave like it's a live class than an online class. Please. Does you have any idea regarding soil survey? Students? Good. 11 students. Bad time is signals are very poor. Okay, students, does anybody have any idea regarding soil survey? Please interact. Does anybody have any idea regarding soil survey? Have you ever heard in your curriculum of your BSc? Please, at least if you can't, if you feel shy to answer, means at least put it in your chat box, because I want to know whether you are listening to my class or sleeping in front of your laptops or in your tablets. Please. Anyhow, students, today's top. Yeah, someone is giving answer. No idea, sir. Oh my God. You didn't have heard about the what is soil survey in the BSc? What is soil survey? Surveying of particular area. Heard, sir. Yes, you sure heard. Nice. Then you should know what is about soil survey. Can you mention what are the different types of soil survey? I will start the class, students. I want to know how far how far you are aware about this topic. I want to know. That's all. Only one student were interacting. That is SCAFO 18. That student was interacting. What about rest all? Please, you can give. You can also say. Please interact. Okay. Anyway, already I don't want to waste your time. Right, students? Surveying. It is nothing but it is just identifying a particular soils for the planning, for particular land use plannings. We have just for example, we have different land forms. So for example, students, without surveying, can we go for planning for anything? Okay, you may not get answer now. I will start my first slide, then you will go understand. Right. Yeah, this one, soil variability. Do you know, students, soil is very heterogeneous in nature. You know, it is very heterogeneous. There will be different. See, for example, if we analyze the particular soil sample in in one particular area, in some particular area, and later within a 1 meter after, if we analyze the another sample, definitely we can see some variations, right? There will be some difference. There will be a lot of difference. Even if you see some particular landforms, even we can see variations in morphology also, that external characters also will be varies, because the parent material is not uniform in entire area, the relief is somewhat different, and the topography, etc., all the climatic conditions sometimes varies, even the chemical composition varies. So the soil is highly variable. So we can't say that we can't say soil is uniform. So man, due to this highly variability, man, without any proper surveying or without any proper scientific analysis, human beings or man cannot go for any further human resources. You utilize not human resources, basic natural resources usage was very misleading. So, for example, if we construct a dam, I'm repeating, if we construct a dam where the calcium deposits are very high in the subsurface soil. Okay, remember students, I'm asking one question. Say for example, if the government or a particular engineer was constructed a dam in a place where the calcium deposits are very high in the surface area, what will be the condition of the dam? Please answer. Students, I'm repeating the question. If a dam was constructed in a soil landform where the calcium deposits are very high, dam was constructed, what will happen to the dam? Any idea? Please answer. One student had opened his mic. Please answer.
White color deposits will be there on the surface of the dam, sir.
White color. Oh, okay.
Like plate-like hardy substance will be formed on that.
Major problem. You are saying some minor issues only. Major
Okay,
problem.
sir.
Rest all students, please, whether right or wrong, that is secondary issue. You are in class. We are in discussion. One student had given her idea. Good. She's given her opinion regarding that particular landform. Rest all, please give your opinion. Right or wrong, that is secondary issue. No problem. If you said wrong also, there is nothing going to be loose now here in this forum. Please say, please interact. If a dam was constructed in a area where the calcium deposits are very high, dissolved calcium deposits are very high, the big pillars were dunked in that particular area. Yes, one chat answered. Think calcium contains increases the water, hence the hardy water. Okay, you are giving answer. You are given answer. Okay, fine. But what happened to the dam means now I'm going to answer. Students, remember, calcium will be dissolved, right? Calcium is completely, it will be dissolved in the water. Yes or no? Please say yes or no.
Yes, sir.
Yes, calcium will be deposited. If we construct our pillars in the calcium deposits, and all of a sudden the irrigation water will be released to the dam, what will happen? Calcium will be dissolved. And what happened to the dam? Say now, what will be happen? What will be happen? Okay, I think all are feeling very shy. Bridge collapse. Finally, I got one answer. Bridge collapse, right? Bridge will be collapsed. Why this happens? Because of lack of proper soil surveying. Remember, students, if you have anybody have any, if anybody of you are interested in, if you are updating daily current affairs means, so being an AFO preparation students, you may have also gone through the preparation. You should go preparations, current affairs, especially regarding the irrigation source of our India and Andhra and Telangana, etc. for your particular state. Okay, whenever a particular dam was proposed by a state government or central government, what they will do means they will go for a surveying. They will do survey in that particular soil surface area. We can't blindly, we can't go and construct a dam in particular area. So they have to test the soil. They want to dig the profile. They have to learn all the characteristics of the soil and also the natural climatic conditions we have to see, and also environmental concern. If that particular have any extending any species is there means we have to consider. So we have to go for all this survey. So today we are going to read, we are going to learn about this type of soil survey. Okay, sir, this is regarding civil engineering persons or environmentalist purpose. What about our condition in agriculture character? In agriculture, what is the use of soil survey, sir? Okay, sir, you are very good. You have given a very good example regarding dam. Okay, that is engineering students will take care. That is civil engineers will take care of that. So being an agriculture student or being a soil scientist like me, what is the use of soil survey for us in agriculture? Can anybody answer? What is the use of soil survey for us in agriculture?
Watershed management.
Very good. Major watershed management, especially in during, I think you are not born in the, especially in 1996 and 2000. Then Andhra Pradesh government had planned a vast watershed plannings, because in those days where the rains was very less, and then government of Andhra Pradesh had planned for watershed management. Very good. This is one of the answer. Another one, students. Another answer. Any another answer? Okay, now I will ask one more question. You should answer. Okay, students, there is a particular land, one particular land is there. In that particular land, water table is very high, very near to the surface. Okay, water table is very high. Shall I go for plantation of acid lime or Mosambik? Any Rutaceae family. Rutaceae means I think this Mosambik, etc. Shall I go that? Can I go for that?
No, sir.
I
Very sensitive to water logging.
Yes, waterlogging. So now you give answer. What is another use of soil survey?
What plants to take up, we can decide maybe.
Okay, you have given answer. Crop planning, cropping pattern. So we can identify the cropping pattern of particular area. Especially this was one of the disaster in Punjab during those days. With the lack of proper soil survey in Punjab, this problem was happening in those days. So this is one of the crop planning. We can plan what kind of crops can be grown in that particular area. And also students, nowadays we are connecting the rivers, right? Especially that was first started in which state? The first state in India was connected rivers. Which state is? Current affairs, you should learn, Air Force students. Which state was first connected the rivers? Don't know, yes or no? Don't know or no? Okay, students, I think as per my knowledge, yeah, someone is giving answer.
Punjab, sir.
Punjab. Did you read anywhere?
No, sir, I don't know.
No, if you clear means you can give answer. Actually, I thought it is our state, Andhra Pradesh, I think.
Okay, sir. I'm not sure.
Okay, at least I'm also not sure, but more 90% I think Andhra Pradesh. Please check. Okay, so whenever we are, if you want to bring any other new area under irrigation, if you want to bring new area under irrigation, we have to go for soil survey. If you want to fix any cropping plan, cropping pattern for any particular area, we have to depend on soil survey. Or we want to construct an irrigation project, just as I said previously, we have to go for soil surveying. So overall, students, now coming, so this is what I have explained all these things. This is regarding soil variability, and due to this variability, we have to go for soil surveying. So students, this is one type of soil map. Students, just see this. Maybe you may not understand all these things. Just see the map. Actually, is an area in grid pattern. They will draw one area or one map, small map. Actually, this is one type of survey, grid survey. We will learn all those things, right, students. And overall, students, in surveying, while doing all these activities, how to plan a particular cropping pattern for a particular area, watershed management or irrigation area for an, how to construct a dam, there are different levels are there. Very first, students, at state level, especially in developing land use planning and demarcating agriculture and forest and degraded lands. At state level, if you want to go for soil survey, what are their major targets? They will go for land use plans and demarking agriculture lands. So for example, students, we can't use wastelands for agriculture, right? And also we can't go for agriculture lands for other concrete jungle constructions. And don't ask me, sir, now they are constructing agriculture, that is different issue. So we can't go for agriculture lands. We can't construct big bulldozers because it leads to our food security issues will be taken place. At the same time, we can't degrade the forest lands also, because forest is very important. It will use the balance for the state government. How much forestry area should be there for any state?
33% of the total geographical area.
Good. Around 33. As per the National Green Tribunal, there should be around 33% of forest area should be there in particular area. Right, students? So overall, in state level, they go for this type of planning, land use planning. For example, if state want to construct, if we have any state like Andhra, Telangana, or even Tamil Nadu wants to construct any new projects, like they want to construct any dam, any reservoir, they will go for state level planning. They will call the surveying officers, soil survey officers, etc., and they will collaborate with the agriculture department, forestry department, and land this revenue department also. All these people will combine, and they will go for a surveying. All the data will be combined, and they go for a service at the state level. Okay, students. At the same time, town level, somewhat, if we from state we are coming into the town level, means, say for example, if you want to do survey for areas, for example, Warangal, take Warangal as one of the very good city. If you want to go for planning for Warangal town planning, what they will do, survey will do. So they will do all the surveys, soil surveying, and they will see, okay, what kind of land is suit for the road laying, and what kind of soils are good for the park construction, parks, and what is the use of in which type of soils we can construct park, and what kind of lands are very good for the waste disposal. So they will draw one particular map, and they will submit to the particular authority. So this is a special action. So this is the town. So this comes under the town level planning. And farm level planning, student, this is what, as agriculture students, we want to go for at the farm level. It will decide which fields are cultivated for which kind of crop. Just now I give an example now, that citrus plant corporations, Rutaceae family corporate plantation crop. So we will decide farm level. We can decide. Say for example, if you come to Prakasham district of Andhra Pradesh, here you can see the rainfall is not that much good. Naturally, it is a semi-arid. Rains are very limited, so we can go for Kambu. Kambu means, I think you know what is meant by Kambu. Kambu, anybody know?
Sorghum.
No.
Yeah, sorghum. Yeah, fine. Kambu is a Tamil word. It's a kambu. Sorry. Anyway, like that, we go for some other dry crops, some millets. We go for minor millets, ragi. Like that, we go in Prakash. At the same time, if you go to Godavari districts, there we can say they completely they will grow multi.
Rice.
Yeah, rice. They will go for rice. Actually, Godavari districts are called as
Rice bowl of Andhra Pradesh.
Rice bowl of Andhra Pradesh. So it is called the rice bowl of Andhra Pradesh. So like that, at a farm level, we will decide what kind of crop should be grown. At the same time, if you go in depth level, so for a particular farmer is there, he will decide, oh, here there's a motor is there for me, there's a borewell is there, so I can go for paddy here. In another plot, he had some other kind of land is there where somewhat problem is there. So he will show to the soil survey, soil scientist, and he will decide, okay, okay, farmer, you don't go for paddy here, you go for some dry crops, you go for some foxtail millet, etc. You can get some profit. That's around the farm level. At the same time, coming to the watershed development, just now we have discussed it. Now on watershed development, they will recommended various management practices conserving soil conservation resource, ensuring, and especially this was taking place in some years back, some 10 to 13 years back. They have the Andhra Pradesh government, then where there is, when the Andhra and Telangana was combined, there that at that time this watershed development was very used in there. And also during that 2004 and 5, Tamil Nadu government also had implemented this one. At the same time, at a regional level, station level, specialist students, regional research station level, if any particular regional, if you want to establish an agriculture research station, means that research station should represent the entire, that research, what that particular area of the research station should represent the soils of the entire area. Say for example, if a research station was established in Vijayawada, say Vijayawada in some area, somewhere in Vijayawada we have accepted, I don't know what is the local name, if we establish it, so that particular, in that particular area where the research station was established, that particular soil should be represented the entire surroundings of the Krishna districts, etc., etc. So then only that the agriculture scientist can go for different kinds of researches. So breeders can develop their particular crops, what kind of crops are suitable for this particular local farmers. So, and so as a soil scientist, they can identify what is the condition of the soil, how the soil was polluting, and what kind of measures can be taken. That is around the agriculture research station level. Especially students, if you visit to the TNA Coimbatore campus, you can see in Coimbatore, that TNA campus, entire the soils of the Tamil Nadu we can see in that campus. So that is the greatness of that campus. Entire Tamil Nadu soils was represented in that particular area. So coming to the research laboratory level, naturally they will go for very in-depth. For any, as a personal scientist, as a working scientist, they will go for a particular level of survey. So this is the level of the soil surveys, a state level, town level, farm level, watershed level, agriculture research station level, and a small laboratory level. They will go like this, and we will see what kind of surveys happening. So soil survey. Surveying, it is nothing but is aim to provide information about the resources of an area. Simple moments. Just survey will provide the what are the resources are present in that particular area. It will say what if the, it will say what is the condition of water table in this, in this conditions in this area. What is the fertility status of the particular area, and then it gives the knowledge of kind of distribution, and it will give what kind of soils are there, what kind of inputs are required to alter the. So say for example, students, if one soil scientist identify one kind of soil survey, he says that in this particular area, soils are deficient in nitrogen. So he will advise, he will give an equation, he will give an STCR equation or some recommendations of urea based on his analytical way of knowledge. He will give some urea recommendations. So it will also be useful. This is a wonderful information, and also it will give the planning, and it will give the potential, and it will provide the cropping system pattern, what kind of tillage practice should be practiced. So it will give the all the information of the resources and its management. So next, students, as I said, it will provide the cropping, grassland development, forestry, all these things, irrigation, reclamation, even wildland protection. Even I mean, after the soil survey, in next class you will see about the LCC, students. What is LCC? We will discuss in the next class. So, and also it will give some idea about the information about the what are the even taxation purpose. Even in our, I think in our country, maybe agricultural lands are not taxed, I think so. But in for a few countries, they will tax the agricultural lands also. Even the taxation will completely depend upon the productivity and production, etc. There are a lot of issues. So that there also the soil survey plays an important role. Next, students, what is the importance plants? I given all these examples: citrus plantations failed in Punjab, engineering structure collapse, etc. I've already given, so it is already I have explained in the very first. Next, what is the definition? Very first, students, you should set definition of particular soil survey. So please note down this definition, students. Soil survey is essentially a study. It is a study and a mapping of soils in their natural environment. See, we are analyzing, we are mapping the soils in their natural environment. What is the condition of the soils, and we are making so. So very first definition is soil survey is essentially a study and mapping of soils in their natural environment. Or if you're not satisfied with this type of definition, you can go for second one. What is? It is a systematic examination. It is a very systematic examination, description, classification, and mapping of soils of a particular area. Simply, students, like this, it is a systematic examination. We will examine the soils and we will describe the soils, and finally we will classify the soils, just like our what we have studied in the last class. We'll follow those classification guidelines and we will classify the soils, and finally we will make up a mapping of soils. Okay, and later on, soil survey comprised group interlink operation. So in soil science, they will go many interlink operation. Interlink operation means nothing, students. First, they will go to the field. They will see see the external landforms, everything. They will note down, and later on they will collect the samples and they will take that samples to the laboratory, and they will do all the laboratory analysis processes, etc. And also these laboratory analysis were taken supported by the field observations. Like that, they will go for a taxonomical unit classification. It's all a big procedure, students. It will take some months to do all these things, especially pedologists used to follow all these things. And finally they will draw one map. Now actually previously in olden days, they will draw a map with by hand in a topo sheets. By hand they will draw all the maps, but nowadays technology was highly developed. So now we are using ArcGIS, GIS, and Python softwares. We are using many softwares and computers. So we are drawing many maps. This is regarding the soil survey definition. Now we will see next. What is the purpose, sir? I have explained many things. I don't want to disturb you more and more. I expressed many things about the soil survey. It's completely a resource inventory problem, or to solve the resource inventory problem, or it will give the information about the natural resources, and it helpful for the study about the genesis, how the soil was born, and what kind of classification we go. All these things we'll go for this one. And next is students, purpose. Actually, I've said again and again the same purpose. Methods of soil surveying, students. Actually the real class is started now. Soil survey methods have greatly interacted in the past. So they changed. A lot of changes will happen. In very past, students, very olden days, they will go for panchromatic, very old. They will go for topo sheets. Only blanket sheets they will go. They will take a blank sheets and they will draw the landforms with their hand, and they will give all the measurements of the particular area. But later on, what will happen? Panchromatic vertical aerial photograph. That means in very olden days, students, they will balloons were used to take the photographs of the particular area, and later on they used the aircrafts, airborne images they have used, and they started taking photographs. So the scale was very strong, 1 is to 50,000, 1 is to 25,000. The scales were happened. And later on, that is API techniques. Later on they have used aerial photography techniques. Very first, very olden days, they used blanket sheets for the preparation, and later on they use vertical aerial borne photographic images. That is aerial photo interpretation they have used. And nowadays, present in our generation, we are using remote sensing data, students. Now we are using remote sensing completely. We are depending upon the satellite data, and we are using different photograph images, pixel lens, etc. We are using many highly developed softwares. We are using softwares, we are using computers, and Python software nowadays very trending. And ArcGIS Pro, there are many softwares are there we are using this method nowadays. So overall, students, general transversion means, I will see that, just you see this thing. These are the implement, students, we have to use. So while you are going for a field, you have to carry all these things. I think, have you seen all these things in your laboratory, in your college? There will be different types of augers will be there. There will be, sir, this is one color chart, Munson color chart will be there. And augers type is there. This is the tube auger, this is spiral spring auger. All these augers are there, pothole auger, etc. We have to take the augers and we have to collect the samples and have to kept in a particular sheet. Then only we can identify what is the conditions of that particular soil. Okay, students, this is what I have explained in the previous slide. In image form, this we have to take all these things. We have to take all the care, all this. Next, general transversions of mapping. Actually, students, mapping has completely changed a lot. Previously, very olden days, what they mean, they go for very handwritten, very manually they have gone. But later on they have given, later on the technology was improved, and they have given a lot of lot of technology was came, and they're using softwares, and they're making all these things. And we started looking, and that mapping was completely comprises of land cover. They will take care of land cover, erosions, and they will see in that particular sample also, they will see interval of particular soils. So say for example, if the sample was collected one particular area, say for example, if you want to explain, if they suppose in 1 meter they have collected one sample, Again, based on the particular soil survey technique, they will collect around 2 or 3 meters. Later on, they will collect another sample. So by comparing these two samples, they will decide what kind of mapping, what kind of soil conditions are prevailing there. So all these will explain all these things. You will understand. We'll understand slow by slow. Next slide. What is the general transformation of mapping? So this is what students, I'm finally we are entering to the topic, that is the grid survey. Students, grid survey is completely adopted for very small area, especially for example, if you want to establish a watershed or agriculture research station, they will go for grid survey only. So grid survey is nothing but there will be transition lines. I will show in the next slide. There will be transition lines in the map. So they will collect the samples in particular observations. So here students, the observations completely varies based on the which completely differ based on the conditions and based on topographic conditions only. It is completely independent of the final map. So observations around, there will be 4 to 5 observations are recommended per hectare. That means they will take 4 to 5 samples per hectare based on their interest. Some scientists may go up to 7 to 8. That is up to particular interest of the particular scientist or particular landform. It will completely depend upon landform. So in grid survey, it's completely independent of the map. So we can't say that how much. So the grids can be adjusted. The grids can be adjusted as per our requirement. So final map is independent of this scale. So there is no particular scale for this grid survey. So like this, we will see what is the grid survey. We will see next slide. We see. Oh wait, grid survey. So naturally, that lines means your wait. So students, grid survey means think this is an area, right? There will be a straight lines. Naturally, these are called latitude, longitudes. Based on that also, so samples will be collected from here also. They may be collected from here, here, and these grids can be adjusted. So I draw one grid here. Maybe some other scientist may draw here also. You may go for extra grids. So that is, there is no particular dependence. There is no any thumb rule for go for only this much of scale or this much of sample solution. There is no any particular rule. So they go for, so for particular area. So this is considered as one particular area. They may go for around 5 to 6 samples around. So this is one of the grid survey. This is the grid survey technique, students. So like this is the grid survey, and we will see next. So okay, students. Okay, is it clear for grid survey, students?
Okay.
Please, if you know, I can understand the today topic is very dry, but try to understand. So coming students, another one is soil mapping units. Mapping units is nothing but, see students, first of all, you remember this terminology: soil delineation and soil map unit. Okay, remember this one. That's delineation is nothing but each area which is completely circumferenced by soil boundary on a map. So if for example, students, if particular soil, I will draw one more diagram. Say the students, this is one area. Remember, this is one area. Here have some particular characteristics. Okay, this is the boundary. So for example, this completely soils are completely black soils. You think black cotton soils, this area. So this is the boundary. So up to this part, this is called as this is called as soil delineation. So this is called the soil delineation. Okay, this is called the soil delineation. So soil maps units. Soil map unit means it's kind of aggregation of the soil units. Aggregation means nothing. It's a combination of soil map unit. Is for example, it is nothing but which is have identify unique symbols. So for example, this is one unit, one soil delineation. This is one soil delineation. This is one soil delineation. This is one soil delineation. And comparing all these four, it is called the soil map unit. It's called the soil map unit. Soil map unit. Called the soil map unit like this. So this is the soil map unit. So these soil map units So these soil map units will consider all aggregates. So soil map units can be identified per consignation as in a group. We can group in a particular area. We can keep all the soil mapping in particular taxa. That depend upon the particular soil. So group may be heterogeneous. So generally that group may be completely heterogeneous. The soil map unit consists of very different heterogeneous. It may consist of black soils, consist of alluvial soils, consist of other volcanic soils, etc. So that soil map units are completely varies. So students, you only remember what is soil map unit and soil delineation. Okay, just remember soil delineation, soil map unit. So I hope you have understood what is soil delineation and soil map unit, right students? We'll go next. This is what I'm saying. See, this is soil delineation. This is a soil delineation, this area. But by combining all the many parts like this, see how many soil delineations are there. This is called the soil map unit. This is what I explained in my previous slide. This is called the soil delineation. This is called the soil map unit. Now it is clear. I think now it is very clear for everyone. Let's see the next. Finally, students, we have entered. So depending upon the objectives, depending upon our need, there are how many types are there? How many types of soil surveys are there? Actually, here they're showing four. Okay, no problem. Actually, we are using mostly three, but four is four are there. Very good. They are called detailed soil survey, reconnaissance soil survey, detailed reconnaissance soil survey. It's a combination of these two. And finally, there is semi-detailed survey. It is nothing but detailed survey. Is there any missing area is left out means that will deal by the semi-detailed survey. That is only difference between detailed and semi-detailed. Majorly we will follow all this thing: detailed survey, reconnaissance soil survey, and detailed reconnaissance survey. Students, now the slides are very important. Please note down each and every point. Very students. In detailed survey, what kind of areas we have to go? We will cover in detailed survey. This survey is completely used for the pilot project purpose. Many big projects. In extension, you may read a Tava pilot project. So some projects will be there now. They use this detailed survey purpose, and also for construction of any agriculture research stations in an urban area, they will go for all these things. For this kind of survey, students, remember these numbers, these numericals are very important. They use cadastral maps. This is one type of map, students. Cadastral maps are on. They use what kind of scale it is: 1:3000 to 1:8000, or aerial photos. Aerial photos means which is photographs is taken at the aerial view. Aerial view means, does anybody have you boarded on an aeroplane, students?
No, sir.
No one. Okay. Okay, in most of the movies we can see upper view, right? If a drone was flying on a particular area, we can see. Especially nowadays, we have seen that Vijayawada flyover, we have seen in bird eye view, that upper view. So taking images from an air bases or aeroplanes, those are called the aerial photos. That for that photos we need a scale of 1:10,000. That is depend upon it.
Sir, excuse me, sir. Hello.
Yes, please say.
Sir, they are in RRBSO. They asked the definition of this cadastral map, sir.
They asked.
Yes, sir. Means they given the definition and they asked the answer was this cadastral map. Can you just define that, sir?
Can you say what kind of question they asked? In which exam they asked?
RRBSO 2020, sir.
They are asking this type of questions.
This was the depth questions, sir, actually.
Okay, because we thought that they won't go much. I think they're improving the standards. Okay, cadastral maps it's a very plain map, students. I think it's just a white paper. They will go and they will draw by very old maps. I will give proper definition later on with this proper definition. I will within this after completion of this class, I'll post in your group about the cadastral maps. Definitely I will post, students. Don't worry. Definitely in aerial photograph there will 1:10,000 scale used depending upon the intensity.
Can I tell, sir?
Okay.
What
please.
they've given, they gave that the map is used to map owner's land and boundaries.
Okay.
That was the question, and the answer was cadastral map.
So the map was used for the drawing boundaries for
boundaries and owner's land, to map the owner's land and boundaries.
Oh, that is what I have. Okay, now I got it. We'll go for very small size mapping only. That's why the scale is 1 is to 3000.
Owner's land and also boundaries will
Owner's
be
land
there.
and farmer's land. That is why it is around 1 is to the scale is very small when compared to aerial photography. It is 1 is 10,000. Yes, yes, yes. Now it is
Okay, sir.
clear,
Thank
students.
you.
Actually, now it is clear, students. Actually, in detail survey, we will go for very small area survey. We will go for very specific students. Say, for example, I will draw one diagram. Just a given one day. See, think this is one area. Okay, right? So in detailed survey, I want the details of particularly this area. I want particularly this area. Wait, I will use another color. Particularly, I want, oh, black is not suited. So particularly, I want details of this particular area. In detailed survey, they will go for only they will draw the boundaries of this particular area. Very, very small area. In this survey, mostly used for the, what kind of things I have explained, especially in pilot projects and agriculture research stations in an urban area. Just now she had given one question. It is used for the boundaries of particular owners or particular farmers area. So mostly mappings of this particular detailed survey also. In cadastral maps, the map scale is very small. See, 1 is to 3000. That means if you're going very in deep, means our scale will be reduced very small. The same time, some extended. If I use some very big scales, means around aerial photography of particular area, definitely the scale will be reduces. Anyhow, we'll give a very full detail. Wait, some students are waiting in. Okay, right. So anyhow, students, this is what detailed survey. It is very small local area. They will go for very small local area study. And also the observations. See, students, in every soil survey, we have to dig a profile. Profile, you know what is meaning of profile. So around, they will go around 2 to 3 profiles per 600 area. For every 600 area, 600 acres, in detailed soil survey, they will dig around 2 to 3 profiles. Remember this wording is very important. Remember, this wording is very important. And also auger sampling, you know, auger sampling, what is meaning of auger sample? We will take the auger sampling around how much distance for every 1/4 to half kilometer. If you take within a half kilometer or 1/kilometer, suppose for example, if I take one auger sampling, say for example, if I take one auger sample here within a half 1/2 or 1/4, 4/3 or 1/4, I will take another auger sample. That means very closer distance. At very closer distance, I'm going very detailed description of the particular. That's why the description is very less. And also for every 600 acres, I'm taking 2 to 3 profiles in detailed soil survey. This is what very important, students. Okay, students, and also the survey enables us identifying the soil units up to phase of the profile. Soil series up to soil series, we can go up to soil in that hierarchy we have read now. Up to soil series, we can go up to soil series by using this detailed soil survey. And also, students, the soil boundaries are demarcated based on the actual transfers throughout the course. So we will actual course. That means what are the land realities are there. We will go based on that only. We will go for this survey. So like the resulting soil mapping provides sufficient information regarding various kinds of soils under their pedogenic evaluation. So naturally, after getting all the information, what we will do, they will go for pedogenic evaluation, etc. So such a soil survey is very time consuming and expensive. Naturally, students, if you started taking sample for every half kilometer, definitely the samples will be more, and also analytical time also is very high. And also, we are also taking 2 to 3 profile for every 600 acres. That means if we go on taking 2 to 3 profile, description means it's very time consuming and also very not very costly also, because there is a lot of money expansion also is there. So mostly in this also, there are very low intensity and high intensity also is there. That is very low intensity means we are just skipping of the samples more. A high intensity is going more and more in detail regarding that. Coming to the reconnaissance soil survey. So reconnaissance soil survey, so in this type of soil survey, uh, the scale is around 1 is to 50,000 or around 1 is to 60,000 using topo sheets. Soil survey of India. Actually, the soil survey of India have given this much. And also here we can see the profiles may be taken around 2 to 3 or 3 to 6 kilometers. They will take one profile. So around 6 kilometers, the 6 kilometers gap, giving gap for one profile to one profile, they will be around 3 to 6 kilometers. They will take one profile. At the same time, auger sample will be taken from 1/4 to 1 kilometer distance. For every 1/4 to 1 kilometer, they will take one. They will take the auger sample. Why? Because every area we can't take a profile. It's very difficult. That's why they will go for auger sample. By drilling the auger into the soil, they can read the what kind of soil particles are there, what kind of layers are present in that. We can see it from the auger sample. So this will give the very important characteristics. So in this reconnaissance soil survey, you can remember up to the scale survey, it is 1 inch is equal to 1 mile. There is a meaning. So around the scale is around 1 is to 63 to 1 is to 50,000 kilometers. Profile should be around taken between 3 to 6 kilometers, and auger sampling should be around 1/4 to 1 kilometer. And coming to the reconnaissance soil survey, here, oh, it's a continuation. Yeah, especially this reconnaissance soil survey mostly used for the development, for improving the conditions where if there is any particular soil erosion was taking place or salinity problem is there, they will go for this soil reconnaissance survey and they will give the remedy for that particular problem. So overall, the distinct arrangement of origins is completely this point is very familiar to you. We will go for morphology characteristics like color, depth, texture, structure, and all those things. They will go and they will deal all this morphology characteristics in the horizons in reconnaissance soil survey. Whereas in detailed reconnaissance soil survey is nothing but it's a combination of both the detailed and reconnaissance soil survey. They will include both the concepts. They will go for very in-depth soils surveying. They combine both the techniques of the soil surveying platforms. As coming to the semi-detailed survey, students, semi-detailed is nothing but it is somewhat whatever the in detail they will whatever the samples was selected strips. They will go for very selected strips. But in the detailed survey, what if whatever the plots was left out, they will go very special selected part and they'll do for the semi-detailed survey the particular. Say for example, uh, in detailed survey they have done all the survey here, but I need very specifically here. So then they will go for a very another survey called the semi-detailed survey. This is what the semi-detailed survey explains. So regarding this, and also it will recently explore and rapid recognition have been introduced. And later on, there are two kinds, and in detailed survey also they are very later on we have surveys were later on. Another type of surveys were also explored here that is called the exploratory or rapid recognition has been introduced. So overall, this leads to the preparation of actually this survey provides a very small maps, a small map with a good information. Because when the area is very small, we can go for more information like this. So like that, they have given very importance, and also this detailed survey will give the scale map units, mapping units, and it gives all the details. And now we will deal about the one by one what is that. Now this is the overall platform, students. Please remember, at least note down this. So relationship of the scale of soil map and frequency of field observation. So what are the field observation? What are the field characteristics we can see here? In rapid reconnaissance survey, in extensive for the selective area, in rapid reconnaissance extensive survey, the scale of map unit is around 1 is to 1 lakh students. The mapping unit will be around 1 lakh or even smaller. Area represented for how much area it will be represented means around 10,000 hectares can be represented. This soil map units. Distance, how much between gap of how many field observations we can take the sample observation distance. How many of the distance between the field observations means how much it will be means around 10 kilometers. Between 10 kilometers we can between one sample on one sample. For example, here one sample you have taken. After 10 kilometers only we will take another sample. That is what here explained. So frequency of distribution, how much profile, how many profiles you will take? Around one profile for every one profile for every one profile for every 10,000 hectares. So that is a rapid reconnaissance. So also how much mapping units at how much and up to how much level we can go in the soil taxonomic unit. It will go up to the soil grade groups, up to phase up to the soil grade groups. So what are the field procedures? So it we have observed by the transversing represented areas and determine the soil patterns, composition of mapping units, boundaries, and plotted mostly by the interpreting remote sensing data. They use remote sensing data. They will go what kind of layers are present, and they will see what kind of mapping units was present here. So you should remember these wording, students. Scale is around 10,000. They represent around 10,000 hectares. Field observations between field observation and frequency of observation around one profile per every 10,000 hectares. So next is reconnaissance survey. In reconnaissance survey, scale of map around in reconnaissance around 2,50,000 it will be there, or 1 is to 1 lakh, 1 lakh it will be there. Scale map units. So area represented around we can see 625 hectares on map we can see, and also distance between the field observations. Either it will be observation between the two samples is around 2.5 kilometers to 1 kilometer. Frequency of observation is one in it is in between these two, one in 625 hectares or one in 100 hectares. Between these two, they will decide the reconnaissance survey. Up to which level we can go? Up to we can go soil series and family and grade group. So this survey will give information up to the soil series. That means almost at the end of the soil taxon we can go up to, with the help of this reconnaissance survey we can go up to soil series level. Next. And semi-detailed survey. Detailed survey for district planning. It's a semi-detailed means what the specific area for the specific packets we can see this detailed survey. Scaling map unit around 1 is to 50,000. Area represented around 25. Distance between the field observations between the field. See how much very small distance, 5.5 kilometers. That is 500 meters. Frequency of observation is 1 in 25 hectares. For every 25 hectares, they will see one field observations. Mapping units up to we can go for series and association of soil up to series and family. We can go. What are the field procedures and accuracy of soil boundaries means boundaries in each delineation of the samples areas and identify accurately transfer. So they will go for up to the boundary levels of delineation. You have seen what is the meaning of delineation. They will go for up to delineation level. And another one, a detailed survey. In detail, that is in detail also there is two types of the low intensity means area around 1 hectare will be observed. Scale is around 1 is to 10,000 students. Remember in detailed survey, 1 is to 1. Scale map is 1 is to 10,000. Frequency observation 1 per hectare. Distance between the two observations will be around 100 meters. For every 100 meters, there will take one profile. And also how much it will go up to the phase level students. Almost it will cover all the boundaries by that particular area in detailed survey. And next students, in high intensity students, it will be very closer. See the map is very less. Previously it is 1 is to 10,000, now it is 1 is to only 5,000, and the representation is very less, 0.25. And the distance between the two field observations 50 meters, very close. We go for very high intensity. And also frequency of observation is 4 per hectare, and mapping unit is around pages of the soil survey. It will check all the boundaries, almost entire area. It will clear all the boundaries in that particular area. This is regarding the detailed high intensity survey. So with this, we have completed today's class of soil survey. I think you should follow personally, student. The class somewhat very dry topic now. If you have any questions regarding this reconnaissance soil survey or this survey, etc., you can ask now, and later we can go for quiz. Students, you please ask the questions. No problem.
Sir, which soil survey is used for this cropping pattern, sir?
Detailed survey. Just now you have seen, na?
Okay, sir.
Even
Okay, sir.
you have given the answer for me that cadastral map.
That is for owner's land and boundaries, no, sir?
Yeah, who is the owner for the land in our agriculture purpose?
Farmer.
Farmer. Then you have given answer. Yes. Next. Any questions, students? I hope all are from both the Andhra and Telangana only. Is there any other state students? I hope no. Anyway, students, if you have any questions, please ask. Later on, we'll go for a quiz. And only 8 students. Please, students, please don't go away. I'm going to ask the questions now. Please, any doubts? I'm here to clear. If there is no doubts, we can go for poll. No doubts? Please give your answer at least in chat
No, sir.
box. No doubts. Okay. I'm gonna polling now. Please give answer properly, students. All are numerical students, full and full of numericals only. Please give your answer very carefully. Right. What is the scale of rapid reconnaissance soil survey? Please give your answer. What is the scale of rapid reconnaissance soil survey? Good, good. Some students 1 is to 50,000. Okay. Go, next. One student, one more students, and one more. Totally 6 were answered. One student didn't give any answer. Please. Please, student. One student didn't give an answer. Out of 7, only 6 students were given answer. One student didn't give any answer. Please give. Okay, the time is up. 1 minute is over. So majority had given 1 is to 1 lakh. Yeah, answer is that one. Your correct answer is A. Rapid reconnaissance cannot be 1 is to 50,000. No, this is not the answer. Let's see the next. 1 minute. Scale of the rapid reconnaissance soil survey. Another question, students. What is the scale of reconnaissance soil survey? Please give. Some people, okay. There is a bit of confusion between students. B or C. Okay, good. 6 out of 6. Very good. Answer is B. 1 is to 2,50,000. That is a scale for the reconnaissance soil survey. Third one.
1 is to 1 lakh also is there, no, sir?
Where? That in option does I given that?
Yes, sir. Last option.
Okay. Just answer for this. What is the scale of semi-detailed soil survey? Oh, one student had given 1 is to 10,000. I'm asking semi-detailed survey. Okay, answer is C. 1 is to 50,000. Majority had given the same answer. Good. And fourth one. Answer for this. What is the scale of detailed soil survey? One is two, yeah, good. Two out of 6, only 2 have given answer. Please.
1 is to 5,000, no, sir?
For detailed soil survey, not I didn't ask. I didn't mention a specific rapid, low intensity or high intensity.
Okay, sir.
One student out of 6. 5 students were answer. Yeah, okay, very good. Answer is around 1 is to 10,000 students. Okay, now later on we will see fifth question. Okay, fine, you answer for this. What is the distance between observations of reconnaissance soil survey? 10 kilometers, 2.5 kilometers, 500 meters, or 100 meters? Reconnaissance soil survey, students. What is the distance between two observations? That means two profiles. Good. Out of 6, 3 were answered. One student had left out. Please give your answer. Finally, I got answer. Yeah, majority given 2.5. Okay, the right answer is 2.5 kilometers. And sixth one, answer for this now. What is the distance between observations of semi-detailed soil survey? Semi-detailed soil survey. Between observations means profile observations. The questions will be like this on the students in exam mostly. If they want to go very depth means just now one student was said, yeah, particularly they are asking cadastral map, airborne photography means that time we have to consider about the question only. Generally questions will be very light and very basic. One student, yeah, finally I got my answers. It is 500 meters. I got, oh, today I'm getting 100% results. Thank you. I hope you are observing me. Okay, then launches. What is the distance between the observations and detailed soil survey? Is it repetition? No. Yeah, detail. Yeah, detail. Yeah. Only two students were given answer. Please give. Within 30 seconds, you should be given answer, students. Detailed soil survey, students. Observations. Finally, majority are given D. Yes, 100 meters, 10 kilometers. I am asking detail. Even I mentioned the word details and you're going up to kilometers. At least if you answer 500 meters also, I may understand. No, not 10 kilometers. This is 100 meters. Right, one. Answer for this. What is the frequency of observation recognized soil survey? In recognized soil survey, at how much distance we will take one profile? That means observation. 1 in 625 hectares, or 1 in 25 hectares, 1 in 4 per hectare, or 1 in 10,000 hectares. Please remember this, students, and naturally you can answer what what do you say, for construction of agriculture research station, what kind of survey means. Definitely will answer a detailed survey. For construction of big dams or big projects at a pilot project, we can go for reconnaissance. So you can answer that, but this numericals are very important. Remember this. Rest all you can study as yourself. 1 per 4 hectares, some people. Okay, I'm answering it is in recognized soil survey. Okay, fine, I got my answers. It is 1 in 625 hectares, students. Answer is for every 625 hectares they will take one observation in recognized soil survey. Okay, what is the frequency of okay, what is the frequency of observation in semi-detailed soil survey? In semi-detailed soil survey, I'm repeating, semi-detailed survey. What is the your observation? How much distance? How many profiles we can take? How many observations we can take? Good. I got two answers. Next. 1 per 4 hectare. Okay, I can understand. Good. Got it. Answer is B, students. 1 per 25 hectares. Semi-detailed survey. Now answer for this. What is the frequency of observation in detailed survey? Is it repetition or no? Not. Okay, three students. Okay, one student. Finally, 1 per 4 hectares. 1 per 4 hectares, per 4 hectares they will take one profile, one observation they will take. like this, students. So this is what this is up to this is up to here. Finally, today this is what for today's class, and next class we will discuss about the LCC land capability classification. Probably that will be last but not clear, but one class, I think so. We are planning within 2 classes. The pedagogy class will be completed, and please see some important blanks. I mean, you have some materials, and later on we will provide some materials also. Anyhow, thank you, students. If you have any comments regarding this class, please leave it in a chat box and you can leave the channel. Thank you. You can leave the channels. Students, thank you.